Hi everyone, welcome back to POD Philippines On Demand. We have this latest update from Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte governing Executive Order number 23, the latest order that had come out and was released earlier today on April 2nd of 2020. Now you're going to find that much of this is the same. However, there are some subtle changes to the order, and you're probably going to want to watch this video in its entirety to catch some of those changes, especially centering around transportation in the city of Davao. As we all know, the president, whereas President Duterte issued a proclamation 922 to put the country in a state of public health emergency in relation to national security. He also issued a presidential proclamation 929 that put the country in a state of public health emergency as well as calamity for the entire country of the Philippines for a period of 6 months. Section 1, the declaration under Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte, Executive Order number 23, states there is a need to implement an enhanced community quarantine for the suppression of the spread of the virus infection in Davao City, beginning 9 p.m. on April 4th, and it will run through 11:59 p.m. on the 19th of April. So this new order will go into effect starting on April 4th, which is this Saturday, and it will run through 11:59 p.m. on the night of April 19, which I look up and that is a Sunday. So from Saturday to Sunday, so about a 2-week period. So please keep that in mind. And of course, unless further extended or thereby sooner withdrawn. Of course, it all depends and hinges on the situation. Section 3 guidelines. The following are amendatory and supplementary guidelines to Executive Order number 20-A. And the following changes are, number 1, and much of this, as I just told you, reads the same as 20-A, that executive order, but there are some subtle changes. So just bear that in mind. All government offices must work from home and leave minimal employees to continue work in offices, except those involved in security, health, social services, sanitation, and disaster, who must continue to work in full operation. Number 2, all private establishments and offices must close except the following: groceries, supermarkets, wet markets, food commissaries, food processing, or manufacturing. In addition, food delivery services, wholesale food outlets, convenience stores, sari-sari stores, they can stay open, hospitals, medical laboratories, pharmacies, drugstores, and other health services / personnel. In addition, banks and ATMs, savings and credit cooperatives can remain open. Money transfer services and buy-ad centers. Just a quick note on that. My wife has gone out 2 days in a row trying to use the buy-ad centers to make payments on some of our daily household or monthly household bills, and she was unable to because either A, they were closed, or B, their system was offline. So I guess you just have to keep trying. The one nice thing is there are certain companies that have extended a grace period as due to the situation, but you have to know which companies they are. I do believe PLTT was one of those companies, and there are multiple, so keep that in mind. Other services that will remain open are courier services, other delivery services, doctors and dentist clinics and offices, gas stations, water refilling stations, LPG stations. In addition, business process outsourcing / call centers will remain open, in addition to mass media outlets. And they ought to shut some of them down because a lot of them are spreading fake news or information that is not accurate. Whenever possible, skeletal workforce arrangement must be implemented, and at all times, physical distancing between employees must be observed. All other business establishments and private offices not mentioned but are considered essential sectors, including but not limited to energy, water, telecommunications, must work only for preventive maintenance and during emergencies. Number 4, under Executive Order Number 3 by Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte, manufacturing, fabrication, construction work that is not pertinent to the public health emergency and state of calamity response should immediately cease operation. Agribusinesses and farms should reduce workload and extend their deadlines to significantly reduce laborers in the job site and to create a 2-meter distance between laborers. Keep in mind that is according to her executive order, the 2-meter distancing. I had read online a scientific report that came out that says the germs, if somebody sneezes, can travel a distance of 27 feet. So I thought that was pretty informational. Need to know, nice to know information. Ambulant food vendors who are using different modes of transportation to sell basic food commodities in the barangays shall be allowed. Basic food commodities shall mean rice, bread, meat, poultry, fish, fruits, vegetables, cooking oil, and other food condiments. There must be a maximum of 2 workers during delivery. It will consist of 1 driver and 1 assistant to distribute the product. They shall wear face masks at all times. Number 6, all jeepneys must stop their operation. Let me repeat that and listen closely, please. All jeepneys must stop their operation except those hired to work for the government or offices and businesses that are open during the ECQ. Now, it's really important for jeepney drivers to understand. If it's your own personal jeepney, you're out there, you have a business, and you're driving, making money for yourself, you have to cease operation. However, if you are hired by the government or offices, as well as if you're a business that are open during the ECQ, then you are allowed to provide jeepney transportation. Other forms of transportation are A, the private vehicles and taxis. Private vehicles and taxis with one driver and one passenger in front and one in the back, observing physical distancing. Tricycles with one driver and one passenger in front and one at the back, observing distancing. Now that's a change from my understanding, because in a previous order, I believe it was executive order number 20, they said only one passenger per trike. But this one is saying the tricycles with one driver and one passenger in the front and one passenger in the back, and observing distancing. Also, single rider motorbikes or bicycles are permitted. Single rider motorcycle or bicycles are permitted. And of course, free bus rides from the government. All individuals on the streets must carry, and whenever asked by law enforcement or barangay checkpoints, must present their employee ID or food and medicine pass with valid ID, whichever is applicable. Number 9, no alcohol drinking or liquor shall be sold, served, or consumed in public from 5 p.m. until 8 o'clock a.m. Again, I'm going to repeat that. No alcohol drink and liquor shall be sold, served, or consumed in public from 5 p.m. until 8 o'clock a.m. The curfew hours remain in effect. The curfew hours are from 9 p.m. until 5 o'clock a.m. People cannot go out of their house except in cases of emergency. There is no need for any ID or pass in the event of an emergency. I'll repeat that. If you're going out between 9 p.m. and 5 o'clock a.m. in the morning and you have an emergency, there is no need for any ID or pass in the event of an emergency. But keep in mind, if you're going to the hospital, something that it requires an identification, of course you're going to want to carry your identification and your medical card on you at all times. The following workers are exempted from curfew: those employed in government offices related to security, health, social services, sanitation, and disaster, 24-hour groceries, convenience stores, wet markets, food commissaries, food processing and or manufacturing, food delivery services, hospitals, medical laboratories, pharmacies, drugstores, and other health services and personnel, doctors and dentist clinics, gas stations, and mass media outlets are exempted. The Food and Medicine Pass, otherwise known as the FM Pass, makes sense, right? Food and Medicine Pass, shall be used to buy food, medicines, or go to the hospital. 2 individuals can be named on the pass, but only one named person therein can use it at any given time. So you can put 2 people from your household on a pass, but only one of you can only go out at a time. I would imagine that there would be some common sense exceptions, of course, during emergency situations. And there again, no ID or pass is required in the event of an emergency. So please keep that in mind. FM Pass can only be used from hours of 5 a.m. until 9 p.m. No minor, senior citizen, pregnant woman, sick, and immunocompromised individuals can go out of the residence or dwelling except to go to the hospital, medical, or allied medical institutions. Those who live alone may get an FM pass or whenever possible, and if appropriate, ask a neighbor or a friend to help them buy food as well as medicines. Whenever possible, employers must assign their senior citizens to work from home. Number 15 of Executive Order. Number 23. Individuals are allowed to exercise or go out into the sun to get some fresh air, provided they are within a few meters from their residence or dwelling. So there you go. Been seeing some people walking for their exercise. According to this order, you have to stop doing that. You have to be within a few meters of your residence. You can go outside and exercise, get some fresh air outside your dwelling, but you got to be within a few meters of your home. Section 4, Separability Clause. If any provision of this executive order is declared invalid or unconstitutional, the other provisions not affected thereby shall remain valid and subsisting. Section 5, Repealing Clause. All orders or parts thereof which are inconsistent with the provisions of this executive order are hereby repealed and modified accordingly. Section 6, Effectivity. Immediately. This order will take effect immediately. Dated this date, April 2nd of 2020. And it was released on today, April 2nd. But therein, keep in mind, the actual order will go into effect beginning at 9 o'clock p.m. on April 4, that is this Saturday, and it will run until 11:59 p.m. 19 April, which is a Sunday of the year 2020, unless further extended or sooner withdrawn. Okay? So that is the latest update from the office and desk of our mayor here in Davao City, Mayor Sara Duterte. And all orders are, everybody is to be in compliance. And I would like to remind you to join me on a lighter note. This weekend on April 4, I will be live streaming and I'll talk about the truths, transparent truths, offer some tips, the pros and cons of vlogging. So I hope you join me then. Again, that will be a live stream this Saturday, April 4 at 9:30 a.m. Davao time, which equates to 8:30 p.m. Wisconsin time back in the United States. Keep in mind, for those of you in Wisconsin, you run 13 hours behind us. Okay? So anyway, from the POD desk, thank you everybody. Take care and Godspeed. Bye-bye.